Good morning, YouTube family. Martinez Country Home here. Today's Wednesday, July 20th, 2022. Well, guys, um, just been keeping up with everything that's going on, of course. One thing in particular that is starting to pop up, um, which we've been talking about pretty much all this time, but it's starting to gain traction. It's starting to get talked about a lot more, which is the implementation of a cashless society. Um, Alaska Prepper came out with a video, and he had another video linked in um, on that video, the comment section of these two guys talking about how they pretty much have the framework um, and an app that will be used uh, for the general population to basically UBI. This UBI will be, I guess, connected to a social credit score. Now, we've been talking about this a lot, guys. We've talked about it. We understand that the economies are being wrecked on purpose, and it's becoming clear why they're doing that. Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, all these things were things um, that that caused me to start preparing, especially when I found out about how the financial system really worked, how what money really was in this modern age, what they considered money, the debt-based system. All these different things are what caused me to start preparing. Um, Now, it wasn't until the health crisis started, as well as the repo madness that started in September of 2019, is really when I the repo madness of 2019 is what caused me to kind of like, okay, it's starting to happen, right? um at least the economy. And then in February, we had a very large stock market drop, and that's when I started really preparing again. The health crisis is what like put me into high gear. So anyway, guys, what we're seeing now is, we're seeing all this inflation, and almost daily we're hearing about um, farmers being told not to plant, or the crops are not really putting out what they usually have. Fuel shortages, diesel, natural gas, oil, regular gasoline for cars, inflation. All these things are by design, guys. The Federal Reserve, there's two things that are happening. They're destroying our currency with all this money printing, and these people that are in power, these corporations, mega corporations, and the politicians, they're making a lot of money with all this money printing. I mean, they're getting first dibs on it, and they're getting to invest that money. Excuse me. So it's very important. Of course, we understand that it's very important to prepare, to be stockpiling food and all these things. No matter the reason, we all know that there's something going on, but it's becoming very clear what the plan, what the method to their madness. Because it's not. I don't ever think that the Federal Reserve has painted itself into a corner, or um, they're trapped. No, man. These people, everything that is happening is by design. Um, Not only are they putting in these supply chain issues, they're causing these supply chain issues, the energy issues, um, the destruction of our currency. They're also putting in the psychological part, guys. They have us fighting against each other. Um, our borders are wide open. This morning, I just saw a video from Never Lose Truth 3. She put out a good video, and which she does regularly. about all the illegal crossings at the border. Now I'm of my ancestors, my I come from people that came from Mexico. They came in. My great grandfather came in the early 1900s. Um, they settled in McAllen. They started a business. Uh, Eventually, they moved to San Antonio, here in San Antonio. So, um, my grandfather served in the military. Uh, both of my grandfathers actually. So the way that they did things back then is a lot different now. Um, Now they're just literally bringing in all these people, and most of them are military age men. So my point is, guys, is that there's a lot of chaos being created by design. Same thing in Western Europe, in the Western countries, which we have talked about before. Except over there, it's with the peoples like from North Africa and the Middle East, things like that. They're basically letting in, trying to mix in third world nation peoples and forcing them into these countries, and then implementing. Basically, it's kind of like um, Cloward and Piven policies here in the Western world. That's what they're doing. Not to get off track here, but all I'm saying is what I'm trying to tell y'all is that all this is by design, and I'm sure y'all understand that. So it's kind of it's very frustrating trying to get a lot of our loved ones, or friends that we care about, people that we care about, wanting them to get prepared. um, no matter the reason, right? It doesn't matter what the reason is, but they're gonna have to be prepared. So it's becoming very clear, guys, that they're gonna make it to where it's impossible for us to like buy food or pay our bills, things like that. um, and they're gonna come with the solution, right? Hegelian dialectic. They're gonna cause the problem. We're gonna beg for the solution, and that solution is what they wanted all along. And so they're gonna implement that solution. Problem, reaction, solution. That's Hegelian dialectic. Um, Guys, what I'm doing and I really should make more videos about that. It's just um, honestly, we're preparing on a daily basis, but what we've done on our homestead is we've planted a lot of fruit trees, even though those fruit trees might not produce until maybe like a couple of years. But I'm 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 in it for the long haul, guys. Uh, I'm 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 thinking ahead. I'm planning ahead, even though tomorrow's not promised to any of us. But that doesn't mean that you're not gonna plan. I'm planning for my. I'm preparing for my children, my grandchildren, and so we're planning. I'm doing things ahead of time for the future. We've planted fruit trees. We have not as many hens as I would like. We have a small chicken coop, so we don't have too many in there. But I'm gonna get more, and I'm gonna make their chicken coop a little bit bigger, the yard where they can roam around, and because we have dogs, right? We have a couple of dogs, and those dogs are are they're our alarm system. They bark, and plus they're our family members, so we like that. We like that in our homestead. It's for protection as well. Their alarms, they bark, they keep us on our toes. um, we've planted we have spots on our property where we can grow. It's kind of shaded to protect those plants from the sun, because the sun is really strong. Now, it Prepper Now said something to the effect of, they do, the weather channels do make a big deal about the heat. It is hot. This is Texas, by the in general, it does get hot every year. That being said, the trees, our orchard, we have to really take care of them because they're getting burnt. Um, so we have to take extra care. But that's another thing. the media does make a big deal. They do blow up things. Like last week, we were supposed to have rain, and you know how the maps are color coded, right? You know where it's more intense. They'll have like the darker reds, almost purple, and then it starts getting lighter toward the green. So the mild rain, the outer bands of whatever system's coming through will usually be like a green or a light green. So our so so our city, right, it's like on the outer edge of this green, right? And you know, so basically we're just gonna get like the edge of this system. And the media, they put out like an alert that we're we might get some heavy rain and winds. And it was just, I looked at the map, I'm like, well, it's green, what what are they talking about? Guys, it's ridiculous. If you have eyes to see, you'll see what's going on. They're trying to always put some kind of fear, some kind of, they're always having us on our toes. And but just, you know what, guys, all we can do is what we can do is prepare whatever's in our hands, what we can control. That's what we do. Try to prepare ahead of time. Don't panic. That's why I've prepared the way I have now. If they come in with some system where it's cashless, and our living is gonna depend on our behavior, we're gonna cross that bridge when we get to it. There is nothing that we can do right now, as far as I know. Um, well, there is something that we can do, but that's a discussion for another day. One thing I want to say real quick, guys, before I get off track, but in that video, um, of these two guys, the Alaska Prepper video talking about the cashless society, there's certain words that they use in there that you gotta be very careful, because they will flag it. When you use words like, you know, they use the word sovereign a lot. A couple of times I was reading the article, the conversation. I read it. I guess a transcript, you could call it. Um, Free man on the land. Think those kinds of terms will get flagged real quick. Hopefully this video won't get flagged because of that. But I'm just making, uh, telling y'all that there is ways to do that. Um, but it the words are what will get you noticed and might get you in trouble. But it's just a process, guys. Okay. These politicians and these big CEOs, they do all these kinds of things. The more money they have, they can do those things. It should be, it's a process, a civil and legal process per se, that you go through. Um, but you got to know what you're about. You got to know what you're talking about. And I know a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about, having to do with the legal fiction and, all these other things. Okay. Um, so I just wanted to put that in there. Don't get caught up in the little details like that. Um, because it involves a long process, guys. It's a very long process. It's a involved process. So I just wanted to put that out there, so that if y'all read it or listen to this video, don't get distracted by that, because they did use those words a couple of times. And I've learned that those are red flags, and that's probably why he posted it where he posted it at. Just FYI. Anyway, guys, I will be making more videos. I apologize. The thing is that these the YouTubers, in other platforms, Alaska Prepper, Prepper Now, Never Lose Truth. I like. There's another one I've been listening to. David Dubine. I forget his channel, guys. Something 2030. And David Dubine. I'll post a link. He has very good videos. Popular preparedness. Um, there's so many great channels out there, guys, putting so much good info. A lot of times I'm like, and plus I'll be honest, my subscribers has not really grown. It grows to a trickle. I'm like at a standstill. um I'm not in here to blow up my channel. Uh, I like my base, but it'd be good to get the word out there. So I'm at a standstill. So I figure there's a lot of the channels putting out the info. A lot of them, they articulate it a lot better than I can. They have the graphics, and they have the setup to make really nice videos. um, anyway, guys, just prepare. Keep your heart strong. Keep God in your heart, and keep, and I have to take that advice, follow that advice as well. Sometimes I get frustrated. Um, I'm not. Of course, y'all know I'm not a perfect man. None of us are. Um, I get frustrated. Sometimes I get angry, whatever. But I try to. I try to practice what I preach. I really do. Um, I pray that God make me a better man, and I would appreciate your prayers. There's a lot of people in my life that I've met in social media. Vicky Holt is a very spiritual woman. Cat Owens from Idaho, her husband Bobby, they're very strong in their faith. Nancy TB, Major, just a lot of people, guys, that I have and my sister. I have my sister, Deborah. She's very strong in her faith. Um, I have a lot of good people out there that you know they pray for us, and we need to pray for each other, guys. I really believe that we're in a spiritual battle right now, because these things that they're trying to put in, is they're evil, they're tyrannical, and they go everything against what God preaches, what God has told us how our life should be. And the thing is that people have gotten used to not working for their own survival, and myself included. That is what we were raised here in America. We had it easy, but all is not lost, guys, because there's a lot of great people here in America. A lot. I mean, strong people. Okay, so I'll leave it at that. Y'all take care of each other and love each other out there, because that's what we're here for. God bless.